はい、皆さんこんばんは。じゃなくて、こんにちはか。This is Yamabi VTuber with the usual assortment of the WTF tweets from Japan, of course. So it's been a while. I was having one of those seasonal downtime. It was cold and warm, switching over and over, so. Sorry about that. Anyways, let's get going, shall we? Okay, date? Reishi Matsumoto of the Galaxy Express 39 Yamato has passed away early this year, 2023. And part of the thing someone was, he died in February of 2023. And there are people reminiscing about his legacy. And one of them, in fact, was not manga or anime, but the ferry that runs on the river Sumida River of Tokyo. This, as it turns out, was his design. What's even more impressive is the fact that the actual engineering of the ship, the blueprint of the ship, was drawn by his brother. Okay, and there's three units of the ship. Hotaruna, not too sure where that name comes from. Himiko and Emeraldas. Yeah, the last one you should recognize if you're a Reiji Matsumoto fan, from the Queen Emeraldas. And currently the announcement inside, people who are doing announcement inside are the DC from 39 and the Queen Emeraldas. That's a VC of the conductor for 39. But yeah, there you go. That's one of the more lasting legacy of Reiji Matsumoto. It's in real life. Let's see. This one is exactly from about a year ago. May 3rd is what's usually considered the Girls' Festival, and the thing is, it's lesser. It gets less attention because of the this and that, political correctness and that kind of BS. But then May 5th are considered the festival for boys, and for that, in Japan, traditional those who actually do celebrate the occasions, they actually show armors, traditional armors in the part of display, and to go with that, KFC does a bit more of local stuff. Yeah, Colonel dressing up in armor. And as it turns out, most of these, there is actually regional differences in the armor, as it turns out. Not too sure exactly how that differentiate, but then there's one that you can tell from miles away. This one is from Akihabara KFC, go figure. That's from Kamakura, a bit more older time, so the armor is a bit more subdued. Anyways, moving right along. Apparently this was something this guy's follower actually came up with, and he's promoting it. Basically, beat summer heat outside. Get one of the portable fan and stick it into the fan under the umbrella. Not a bad way. Keep your brain cool. Now I don't remember if I actually showed this or not, but there's this guy. This thing that he can only come up with Only if you're Japanese. Yeah, he's using chopstick as a pick. Now there's this little weird life hacks that came around March of 2000 of this year. It kind of makes sense. No, it's just that there's this thing about having eating a rice. Be, and that'll prevent that actually would stop. Yeah, then you don't have to go to watch the long movie over over 2 hours long, I guess, or other stuff. Yeah, this guy decided that yeah he can that's very useful. So he ate a rice cake before going to sleep. So he doesn't have to wake up in the middle of the night to go to washroom or during the or before he has to hit the bar with his colleagues. The downside, it worked well. The only downside is that he gained 10 pounds. Go figure. Okay, I just remembered there was actually one of those medical someone a VTuber in Yusanji, a VTuber who actually is in fact a current practitioner practicing medical staff, but okay, apparently this nurse a friend who was once a nurse became basically started working for a regular company afterwards from there, and then she apparently was going like, oh wow, gee, 5 day work week, and I don't feel tired, I don't have any leftover fatigue, I can go to washroom anytime I want to. Oh man, I mean heaven. And half a year later, she got bored and went back to being a nurse. Yeah. Apparently, it's the adrenaline rush and that kind of stuff. She couldn't stand. She missed. Okay. This is one of those that'll freak you out in more than one way for all the wrong reasons. Of course. Yeah. Here is one of those prof who is specializing in insects, and apparently, yeah, he went into one of those very antiquated restaurant, and yeah, he found a bunch of maggots in the bottle that contains sauce. And apparently other customers didn't even notice about it and kept on using it. And in the meantime, this guy, he was just fighting off the temptation to actually collect a sample to determine what kind of maggot it is. Yeah, multiple ways. EU. Okay, so Resident Evil has been remastered in recent years into PS5 and that kind of stuff, and VR, of course. And with that, they actually now have a separate account on its own by itself, and they made a tweet about this. There is this piece of information that the chopper in Resident Evil crashes 99%. However, it does not happen, and in the latest title, Resident Evil Village, there was no there were many choppers that did not crash. In the meantime, this is what they show as a sample. Yeah, sure. And the response to this was the fact that, okay, it never took off, so it didn't crash, it just blew up. Yeah, okay. We'll buy that. In the meantime, a god comes around. I will let you reverse into any gaming world that you love. Nintendo fan. Yes, thank you. Square Enix fan. Yes, thank you. Capcom fan. Yes, thank you. From a fan. Help. That's the company that does Dark Soul and Bloodborne. Yeah. Yeah, and yeah, I'm from fan, and well, if it's a world of Armored Core, there is a chance, remote chance that I might survive. Can I pick the Kitty game, please? Apparently, as it turns out, From actually did work on the Kitty game back in DS. And in the meantime, those people who actually picked the most safe one is going like, okay, yeah, let's pick the safest one as possible. Maybe the world of Pokemon. Yeah, sure. Electric Bolt, Earthquake, Surfing. Can you actually take all that? Okay, and in the meantime, Nintendo fine. Yes, being reversed. Oh, geez, sorry, my hand slipped. You are in Nintendo world, but well, hope you don't mind that. Yeah. That explains a whole lot about this scene from Capcom, for the at least from the certain game. They say. Anyways, let's see. Capcom, yeah, sure. How about the Monster Hunter and Resident Evil, and Neo people, and yeah, like a dragon fun, like a dragon. And then somebody's going, gee, yeah. Chopper made by Capcom? I don't think so. For those of you who wish to bring, who wish to bring, pick up a large dog as part of your family, just remember, they're about 3-year-old kid all the time, so the best, there's absolutely no point in trying to teach them a lesson. Always live with que sera, sera. And look at her face. Yep. All by herself. And yeah. Next, she'll, yeah. Yeah, but still, she's a good girl. The Oasis. A moment, yeah. Now, one of the better known Bido Tokyo is that they do not allow for public transportation to be take up more than a certain percentage of in terms of advertisement. And in the meantime, Netflix actually did a huge ad campaign. Now the trick here is that they can only use about it's outside of the train. They can only up to 1/10 of the entire outside surface. And that's why during the Kaon and Space Brother ad campaign, this is as much as they can do. But yeah, Netflix did this. In a sense, it actually does have a couple of interesting excuses. A, this was what was it? Yeah. Okay, yeah. This was the 150th anniversary of the start of the line, and B, back when the line started up, it was painted black, and so the only thing Netflix is adding on their logo. That's how they're getting. That's how they got away with the restriction. Okay, this was one Mountaineer mom talking with her daughter. This is one of those bottles she brought back from the top of the mountain, and the daughter went like, "How come the pet bottles squished this bad?" Because mommy had to explain that there is an air pressure difference between up in the mountain and on the ground. Then the daughter asked, "How come you're not squished?" Yeah, that's about a roundabout way of saying, "Yeah, mom, you're fat." Yes. Yeah. If I climb up, I will get even bigger. This is a squished version, okay? Oh, and this guy's going like, on the contrary, every time I come down the mountain, I actually gain weight. And in the meantime, there was this area region where it was actually blocked off because of the landslide, and the restaurant there was having a bit of field day with it. They called it the landslide curry. Yeah. And here's the official tweet of it. Oh no, you delete it. But yeah, there you go. Okay, one of those days when the people don't actually recognize how big the dogs can be. Is there a puppy? Is there a Akita puppy here? Yes. He's he's 4 months he's 4 months old. Yeah. Pay close attention to his paws, and you can actually tell he's a puppy. And once they grow big enough, this is how huge they're going to be. This one. Currently, there's a pot and kettle in a single shot. that makes you suspect it was drawn by AI or something, but then it actually does exist apparently. uh, Kettle pot is called apparently. Don't ask why or what it's useful. Okay, this part I'll probably have to ask a Korean person what the hell this is because it is actually one of those Korean invention. I'm not going to ask. Yeah, apparently they use it for making instant noodles, but then that's about the best I can see. Cafe, Chica Offshore Cafe at in Tokyo. Right at when you pay up, you have to step on the Chica character as per. Okay, this guy who, there's yeah, in North America, Street Check is one of those it becomes one of those racially motivated politically correctness issue. But in the meantime, Japan, this guy who loves cops a bit too much was basically wanted to be street checked as part of this official reason. So he just came across cops on a foot patrol. So he walked up to them and asked to be street checked, and the response was, "Those who ask to be checked, we do not check." Oh my! So if I actually ask for voluntary street check, I get turned down. Okay, I've got to look more sus. Okay, so there are other people talking about this, but saying if you see, if you make an eye contact with street officers, turn away from them. Then they'll try to stop you at a very high chance. And if you refuse because this is a voluntary search, then they'll be happy to bring in a reinforcement. Yeah, which is the other way of what's going on in North America, I guess. This one of those days where you can actually look up on Google Map or other stuff. Sorry. You could actually tell that there used to be an old village in the middle. Yeah, well, all the others are in a straight line, but this part is in a shambles. That's because of the streets are. That part is actually an old village. Yes. And in the meantime, there's this frozen gyoza that actually advertises itself not needing oil, and it somehow went into turned into carbon. Someone was complaining. And then the manufacturer actually responded on the tweet that they like to have the whole thing, including the frying pan, sent in to assess the situation and look into why it didn't work out. That's Ajinomoto. Yeah. In the meantime, there's a bit of nutty case here. One of the most expensive curry bread, about $80 a piece, wrapped in gold foil. Yeah. Okay, let's see. Yeah, there's still that debate going on about the AI art. Even in Japan, there's quite a bit, but in the meantime, there are people who are having a field day out of it, having too much fun. Because, yeah, A, they don't have the artistic skill to do it, but they don't have guts to have commission artists for this. Tomak Cake. Tomak is one of those old Korean game where you end up with this girl had goddess's head implanted onto a pot, and also the other thing they're working on is big boob locomotive trains. Basically, Tom's the engine for men, for single men, of course. But yes, they're having field day out of it, of course. And the other one is the other bizarre stuff. Not too sure why. There's this guy actually tried to have an Idol Master character eating ramen picture generator. This has what they ended up with, and also the is this and don't even ask why. It's just again, it's one of those hard ones to commission, and if you don't have artistic skill. Gaming penis ikebana. Don't even ask. But yeah. Yeah. The AI arts, well, yeah, we are having a heck of fun out of it, as you can see. In the meantime, real life situation. Hey, you've seen those those painting the scale models being painted as if they were anime style. Someone I finally came across one that is actually done on a car, a real car. That is actually a real car on the street, painted that way. And yeah, there actually are a couple of cases of such, as it turns out. Apparently, there's a nail art doing exactly that as well, and of course, sneakers painted exactly that way. But yeah, just like one of those old pop arts. Yeah, just add a bit of a sound effect, and it turns into neutral D, of course. Okay. One of those straightforward one. The cargo ships that actually does handles the potato transport in Japan is in fact called Potato Maru. Okay, yeah. So basically, this is a ship that travels between Hokkaido and the factory for Katabi to transport all the potatoes to be turned into chips. Yeah. there's a hobby shop in Shizuoka happening right now. Because there's a that's where the factory for Tamiya, Hasegawa, Bandai, and all the other scale model factories are. Those, and yeah, there's a couple of really nice looking ones. Thunderbird 2 and Tracy Island on the side. Jaeger from Pacific Rim. Basra versus Godzilla. And guess who's having a field day out of it? Del Toro. Yeah, go figure. You're looking at the guy who actually managed to do a giant robot show on in a movie, aka Pacific Rim. Yeah, he's having fun out of it, of course. Wait. Okay, again, from the Del Toro, Nice. Nice. And of course, he had to autograph that model, I guess. And apparently, this Diorama picture, he was actually sending the video to Steven Spielberg, as it turns out. Show what he found. Yeah, basically, Del Toro. Was it? There's quite a bit of people who are talking about Del Toro being there, as you can see. Yeah, J.J. Abrams was there too, apparently, as it turns out. And Spielberg, well, I guess he's too busy, so he couldn't make it in. But let's see, I remember seeing it somewhere else on this page. So let me just hunt it down. Yeah. Because basically these three guys, J.J. Abrams, Del Toro, and Steven Spielberg, they're all scale model buddies, as it turns out. So that's why Del Toro was actually doing a bit of a. Yeah, Spielberg Steven couldn't make it in, so Del Toro was actually reading some of the video to him, as it turns out. This is one of those old buildings. So, I mean, yeah, stationery store, and it actually had the warning. It's an old building. If you run, the floor will give out and you drop to the first ground floor and die. Yeah, there's a warning. Okay, this is a guy who owns a CGI company, and as part of the staff benefit, because there's quite a bit of people gamers, so he actually decided to give them a PS5 as a benefit, and apparently he got in trouble with accountant afterwards. because how it's going to be written off is a bit tricky, as it turns out. Because yeah, well, it could be seen as instead of monetary payout, it could be seen as yeah, payout by the good. So it could be it may be taxable income that he needed to deduct. Yeah, so it actually created a bit more. It opened up a whole new can of worm, as it turns out. Hey, remember the phone books in the old times? It was one of those thick. It was actually the thickest book you can ever find. So Shonen Jump and those kind of stuff were actually described as thick as phone book. Well, Yellow Page is about this thick now. Oh my! How the time changes, of course. A trivia that you really shouldn't be using. A potato chip can be used as a substitute for fire starter. Because it's basically a foodie loaded with fat. And yeah, plant fiber, so. Yeah, in Japan, there's some places don't have a grease trap, so it was just tempura shops that kept on tossing out the old oil and gunks into the garbage can, and it caught fire. And this guy actually tried to actually resurrect the chip that was actually that became soggy with toaster. Boom. Basically, he had to use a fire extinguisher afterwards. Go figure. But yeah, most of the fire starters are about a buck. Or gel type is over $5. So potato chips are still under a buck. So it's a bargain. Oh, wait a minute. So does that mean it'll help my fat burn? Okay, I'll start eating more. Yeah, sure. Okay, anyways, that's all for today. So thanks for coming in and have a good day です。はい、じゃあご視聴ありがとうございました。